Right. Hello, students. How are you all? I hope you all good. Yes, Shubham, good afternoon. First person today. Remaining, how are you all? Good? Satish. Okay, good afternoon, Satish. Jinisha, good afternoon. One, two, three. Three members. And one is my person. Himanshu. Himanshu, okay. Remaining. Trapti, Divyanshu, remaining all students. Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Satish, Shubham, everyone. Good afternoon. Anyhow, I am unable to watch you. In okay, very good. Hyper Brothers, Deepal. Okay, Hyper Brothers is nothing but whose one it is? Okay, Kiran one, right? Priyanshi, good afternoon. Why to waste our time? Start. Okay, today we are going to discuss our chapter number, but here in your RBSC vector carefully for you. Okay, Pali and Shivan, it was still loading. Your comments are just like loading. Maybe your signal problems was more, and let we try. Okay, today we are going to discuss chapter number 13 vector. Before going to discuss, just we need to close our eyes and then do prayer, then we can start our class. Okay, let's close our eyes. God, kindly provide your knowledge and wisdom to solve our mathematics problems and our daily life problems. Thank you, God. All right. So before going to this vector, why we need to go for this vector? What is the use of this vector? So where we will use it? So why to study in mathematics? Can anyone knows about this vector? Can you tell? So actually this vector is in many fields they are going to use, we are going to use. Those are like in physics we are using vector, and we are using in engineering, and we are using even in the medical side also we are using these vectors. So what is vector? Tanish, good afternoon. Yes. Who is this power star, Power Kalyan? Okay, good afternoon. And right. All right, everyone is present. Can I start now? Right. So these vectors are very important even for physics also. Kindly concentrate carefully about these vectors. Especially I'm going to discuss today's class what is vector. So what are the different types of vectors? And then next one we are going to discuss how to add, how to subtract, how to multiply, how to divide. Okay. These are the very important topics which you have to learn in your future who are going to take engineering. Those students concentrate more on this so that it is going to be more useful today. Today's topic is more useful for you all. Okay, right. So why what is this vector means? First, before going to this, you should remember that what is the physical quantity. You already know, we learned about physical quantities are two types in physics. I hope you all learned. If you are not learned, now listen. So there are physical quantity is two types. So one is scalar and there is vector. So what is scalar? What is vector? You should remember first. So any physical quantity is having two types. One is scalar and there is vector. So what is scalar means? For suppose I asked you, what is your height? Can anyone tell your height? So Akshit, can you tell what is your height? So what is your answer? Let me know. 5.3. Okay. All right. Meter. Oh my goodness, that much small you are, Akshit. Very nice. It is 5.5 centimeter or 5 feet 5 inches, which is correct. Right, 5, 4, 5, 6. Very good. So now you are understood that if I ask you all, that is what is your height, you are saying in some certain centimeters, or maybe like 5 feet 4 inches, 5 feet 7 inches, or 5 feet 1 inch, 5 feet 2 inch, like that you are saying. So that meaning of that it is having only magnitude. We can call that as what? Magnitude. Okay. So magnitude is there. So scalar quantity is only having the magnitude. Okay. The magnitude also, and with along with direction required. So in this place, if you go for this height, can we say it is some other manner like directions, right direction height, left direction height, such kind we could not able to say. So that was the reason. So height is a scalar quantity. Not only height, your weight also. Weight also we could not able to say that. So right direction weight 40, 50 kgs, a right left direction weight 40 kgs. Such kind we cannot use. So that's what we can say, that this scalar quantity is nothing but your height, your weight, such kind things we can call circumference and such kind things we can call it as a scalar quantity. Okay, if you go for vector, so vector consisting of two things, that is one is magnitude along with the direction. Example, you just listen this carefully. This is a ground. Think that it is a ground. Okay, and here one post was there, and here one person, okay, having a football. So this is a football. Okay. So here some persons are there. Here one more person. Here one more person. We may think. So now he need to post this ball to this post. That means post number one. This may write as post number two. So he is a teammate of post number one, teammate of post number two, who has to goal at post number one. So if he has to goal that, so here remember carefully, he need to use his force. Means first he need to apply his force to that ball. So after applying the force, and that force should be in which direction? Either it is right direction or left direction. If he need to go for post number one, he need to use right direction. So according to me, left direction now. So my side it will be left. So left direction, he has to pull this, or we can he has to kick the ball in such a way that it need to reach the post number one. Okay, if you go for opposite team person, he has to collect this ball, so and then that ball again he has to kick to the post number two, which was in the right side of mine. Okay, so that means, so it is for depend on the person and what the for which force he was using. That force, it is left side he is using, a right side is he is using, according to that resultant was there. So from this what we understood, the person who was kicked the ball, so according to the situation, according to his goal, so according to his post number 1 or post number 2 where he is going to get the goal. So according to that, he has to decide and he has to kick the ball. Okay. So then for that, what would required? A force required. So here it is force and then direction. So that direction will be according to the post number 1 or post number 2, which was teammates goal. Okay. So for this, I hope you all understood that what is scalar and vector clearly. Scalar is nothing but which is having magnitude only, and vector means it is having magnitude and direction. Magnitude is nothing but some positive value, not negative. Okay, that was the reason. If, for example, some number is there, so -3 is there, so that we cannot represent, we need to represent in the modulus only. Modulus of -3 becomes as +3. So always these magnitude numbers should be the positive. Because of that reason we use the modulus, and you get to know about this more in the upcoming classes. So here mainly, what is a vector? Vector is a physical quantity which have magnitude and direction too. Then we can say that it is a vector quantity. Clear now? Yes, sir, understood. Okay, very good. If you are understood this, then we'll go for basic concepts so that you can understand little more clearly what is how to represent a vector. That we are going to discuss now. Okay. Right. Let me check my duster where these fellows kept the bar. All right, you all just think some more quantities of vector and write on the comment so that I can understand which vector quantities you know. Those vector quantities you can write, then I can tell to you. So I may ask one question about that. You can just observe carefully. If 3 meter per second square is there, can we say it is vector or okay, displacement? Very good. Displacement is a vector quantity. Okay. Now this I was written 3 meter per second square. What is this? Whether it is vector or it is which quantity? Vector or scalar? Velocity, acceleration. Yes. Yes, those are correct. Now tell to me 3 meter per second square is which quantity it is? Scalar or vector? Why? Shubham, if it is vector, why it is vector? If it is scalar, why it is scalar? So the thing here it is 3 meter per second. This may be the velocity or it may be acceleration too. We don't know that is. So because of that reason, it becomes as 3 meter per second square. Always it becomes as a vector quantity. Okay, right. So now let me go for our problems. So now how to represent a vector. Observe carefully. Here A is there, here B is there. A to B joined. Okay. Then this we can write it as AB vector. If you take direction this side, then that is called as AB vector. If I take direction this side, then we can write it as B, starting with B, ending with the A. So BA vector. Here listen, A is called as initial point, B is called as terminal point. So first A is called as initial point, and D is called as terminal point. But this terminal point is not like our airport terminal point, okay? It is different, okay? So end point. All right. So that is about your vector, how you are going to represent. If you want to represent with some values, like it is this AB, need to write it as a. Then how you need to write a vector, small a vector. So this small a indicates that what was this magnitude, that is nothing but your small a. So that is, we can write it as small a vector. Okay. And then how to write the magnitude of this. So magnitude means just you can write modulus place AB vector, and the one modulus A vector. Okay. Why? We need to get a positive value. We could not get negative value in this. Okay. That is about that. And still, if you want to know about sense of direction, that is according to which they are given. So if they said AB vector, it starts from A, ends at B. Means terminal point at B, A is starting point. If B is given, B is starting point, A is terminal point. Okay. In that way, you have to remember. If anyone want to write this part, you can write down. Here sound making. Okay. So that is about that. And now magnitude of vector we understood. Now we'll go for what are the various types of vectors. So we need to learn one by one so that you can understand what is first unit vector. Then we'll go for zero or null vector. Then we'll go for what are like vectors, and then equal vectors, unlike vectors, negative vector, position of a vector, such kind of things. Okay. Right. So now various types of vectors. Actually, these are clearly given in your textbook, but you have to understand step by step. That's what today I was explaining one by one. Okay. So various types of vectors. So here first type, unit vector, and second one will take as zero or null vector, and third one is like vectors, and fourth one is unlike vectors. So first we'll discuss about this, then we'll go for remaining. Okay. So what is unit vector? So which we can call it as a unit vector. Unit vector of A will represent with A cap. So we need to read this as A cap. A cap is equal to, so we can write it as A vector upon modulus of A vector. So here unit vector is nothing but A cap is equal to A vector upon modulus of A vector. Then you should understand that what is this modulus of A vector if they given I, j, k like values. So for example, they given like one vector like this, that is xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap is equal to some number like they given only this much xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap is equal to r vector they given. So then for this r vector, how to find modulus of r vector? So anything like this modulus is there, we need to write square root of coefficient of I cap, coefficient of j cap, coefficient of k cap we have to take. That is nothing but x square plus y square plus z square. So if you want modulus of any vector, you have to apply like this formula. So here it is square root of x square plus y square plus z square. See here, last time I was said for you, don't use jet, but we can use jet also because I found later in this, UK accent. Previously, they were using this only so that you can use jet. And at the same manner, US accent, if you go for that, then we need to use Z. Z is in US accent and Z, not Z, Z. So if Z is there, then we can use that as a UK English. Okay, so that you can remember it. And again, Sir said some other manner. But when you use the words, how can we pronounce zoo? Zoo, as we cannot say that Jaddu. That was the reason I said to you all, use as a Z. Okay, I hope you all understood what I said. Right. So here it is. So first we understood what is a unit vector. A cap is equal to A vector upon modulus of A vector is nothing but unit vector. Okay. So next one, 0 or null vector is nothing but, so here whichever the modulus of vector equal to 0 happen, then that vector we can call it as a 0 or null vector. Then what is like vectors? Like vectors is nothing but, for example, two vectors are there, A, B and C, D, having same direction. Which side direction? That is left side, it is a direction was there. So if left to right, so direction, so here direction is left to right, both having left to right direction only. If both are having same direction, then AB vector and CD vector both we can call as like vectors. So in some other simplified word, I'll say this is A vector and this is B vector, both having same kind direction, then that is called as like vectors. So now here I can write A vector comma B vector or like vectors. Then what are unlike vectors? Reverse of this. One should be left to right direction, another should be right to left direction. Like this reversely is there, those are called unlike vectors. Clear? So unit vector means A cap is equal to A vector upon modulus of A vector if magnitude. What is you written, Shubham? If magnitude is a different, yes, here magnitude is different also, no problem. Here we need only the direction is same or not. Okay, if you take some numbers previously, like fractions, unlike fractions, we learned. Like fractions means the denominator should be the same, numerator whatever it may be. Same method here also. Direction should be same. Magnitude may be the different also. AB magnitude may be here 3 you may get, and CD magnitude you may get as 5. No problem. Magnitude is different also, no problem, but direction should be the same. Okay, so that is about that. So once again, understand it. Unit vector means A cap is equal to A vector upon modulus of A vector. And how to find modulus of A vector or any vector? So that is modulus of R bar is equal to square root of x square plus y square plus z square. So if it is only two terms are there, x square plus y square. So now here 0 or null vector means modulus of a vector should be 0, then that is called as 0 or null vector. Like vectors means if same direction is there for both, then we can say like vectors. If same direction is not there, we can say it unlike vectors. That is about your vectors. And what are equal vectors? Equal vectors means here remember the base should be the same and both should be the parallel also. This AB and CD both should be parallel and should be the same direction. Then we can say it as a equal vectors. That means at last what we'll write here, AB vector is equal to CD vector. So that is about your equal vector. And negative vector. Negative vector means very simple. So here you can observe carefully now. AB vector you can write as A vector. Then this same thing only BA magnitude is same only is there, but only the direction is changed. Then we can write it as this A as minus A vector, because AP cannot be changed, the distance is not changed, so that magnitude is same. For example, here I'll draw AB 4 centimeter only. Beginning direction is this. So that's what AB vector 4 we written. Next time BA vector if we are to minus 4 we have to write. Clear now? So that was the reason here written BA vector is equal to minus. See here this cannot be changed, but because of direction change we need to keep as minus. I hope so. With this you already learned in your physics also. Right, I hope so you all understood this. And now we'll go for how to find the position of a vector, so that you can understand what is the position of a vector. Okay, right. And always remember, like this introduction classes are very important. If you understand the concept in future, it is more important and more useful for your competitive exams also. So always introduction we have to learn, and we have to pause the video, means not me, you have to pause the video whenever offline available and understand it and write it. So when you write, see, listen this carefully. If you write one time equal to 10 times reading, so kindly write down mathematics. When you listen, you feel like it is going to be very easy, but when you take a pen and put it on the paper, then it cannot move. And you have to practice also. Okay, so that is about your various types of vectors. And now we are going to discuss what about position vector. See, position vector means very simple. Position vector is nothing but, see, if origin is there, origin to at any point, we can call it as a position vector. So example, here it is for one three-dimensional figure I take, because later we are deal with only the 3 dimensions. So now let's say this as X and this as Y and this as Z. Okay, now one point I'll take as P here. Okay, so now this P may be X comma Y comma Z. And what should be this? This is going to be 0 0 0. Okay, so now what is going to be now my vector from O to P? So here OP vector, you can write this part when you join this, that is called as OP vector is equal to. So here first 0 to X. next 0 to y, then 0 to z. So if such kind of formula is there, what we need to do? So OP vector, position vector, OP vector is equal to, we can write this as P vector. Simply we can write it as P vector. See, simply what is mean by position of vector means the position of any vector from origin, means if you are able to say the position of a point by using the origin, then we can call it as a position vector. If it is not from the origin, we cannot call it as a position vector. Okay. Sir, explain about negative vector. What happened, Priyanshi, in the negative vector? Nothing was there. See, for example, AB is there. So A to B. So direction will be this. Then we can write AB vector, and this also we can write as A vector. So now distance is not changed. The distance is same only. Otherwise, here itself I'll show. Distance is same, but direction was changed for B to A. Then we can write BA vector, that is nothing but because of this the direction change, we need to keep as minus A vector. This is called as negative vector. Okay, Priyanshi, I hope you are understood. Direction change means we need to keep minus symbol, then A vector. So that is about that. And now position vector is from origin to the any point whichever is there, that is called as position vector, and we written this as a OP. And if I take this as A, B, C, some points, so not only P, now A point, B point, C point from origin, OA vector, OB vector, OC vector is there. OA vector we can write as A vector, OB vector, B vector, OC vector, C vector. So here OP vector, P vector. So here OA means A vector, OB means B vector, OC means C vector, OE means E vector. So this you have to remember, okay? Yes, here position of a vector always it is starting from the origin only. And one problem I will represent graphically so that you can understand how it is going to be. Why this position of vector is very important. You get to know now. So the given question in this way, represent graphically a displacement of 40 kilometers, displacement of 40 kilometer, comma 30 degrees of north to east. This they given. See, they were said the position of vector here, that is 30 degrees of north to east place. This 40 kilometers displacement is there. So they were not mentioned it is from origin that and this. But you need to take this is from origin only. So now what I do here it is, let me draw, it is not proper. One more line will draw. So now you already know that it is your east, west, north, south. Okay. So here north to east. So north to east, how many degrees? 30 degrees. So first north to east 30 degrees you can point. Then from origin to 40 kilometers, here take 10 kilometers is equal to 1 centimeter scale. So 40 kilometers means we need to draw 4 centimeter. So let me draw here. Here 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter. So here 40. This is what representation of a displacement of 40 kilometers, 30 degrees of north to east graphically. Clear now? You are understood? And not only this name, they may change this name also. Instead of north to east, they may ask you of north. Then same only, or we need to change anything? Same, sir. Yes. So it is same only. East of northeast or north to east. Both words are same. So same. Clear now? East of north, north to east. These words you have to remember. If you are not remember the words, then it is not possible to be understand. So it was clearly is there. It may be your signal problem, madam. So you just take care of that once again. Okay. Now once again check everyone getting blur, just refresh your page. So what you are going to get, just inform to me. Divyanshu, refresh it and then tell to me. Okay, 1 minute, let me check that. Show me. Later. Say it is your problem only, just refresh it, you are going to, okay? All right, maybe the signal problem, but here it was clearly is there. I was checked mine also. Uh, Forgot to say that your quality change that as a 1080p. So HD quality plus if you keep, you are going to get. If you keep like 144p or 360p, it cannot be work out, or 480p also it cannot work out. Kindly go for it so that it is possible to get. Okay. Once again check that and tell to me. Jinisha, it is not there. How much it is available then? So that is whichever the last high quality is there, that you can done. Still blur. Why, Nana? But I'm finding here everything properly getting 480p. 1080 not there. Okay. 1080 is there. You are going to get properly 480p. That much clarity you could not get. Okay. Now you are getting or not? You all getting or not? Not getting means then I will go for switch to another live then. Okay, then what we'll do is we'll go for next live. So kindly join everyone in the next live. Okay. So I'm going to change that one, and again I'm going to keep that as a continue to live. Okay. Right. So now I'm going for it. I'll go come up with new live.